He called his mother at 2 in the morning. He said he was tired. He said he'd pull over. He said he'd be home soon. She believed him. She always believed him. But when the sun came up, Bryce Laspisa was gone. And what investigators found in his place raised a question that has never been answered. Did he vanish, or did he choose to disappear? Because this isn't just a story about a missing person. It's a story about a young man who, in the days before he vanished, seemed to be saying goodbye to everyone he loved without ever using that word. Tonight, we piece together everything we know about one of the most haunting and deeply unsettling disappearances of the last decade. Bryce Laspisa grew up as an only child, and by every account, he was the kind of kid who made a room feel warmer just by walking into it. Charismatic, creative, genuinely kind. He had a gift for connecting with people, and he used it freely. He maintained friendships easily, kept them long, and held nothing back with the people he loved, especially his parents, Karen and Michael. Even as a teenager, Bryce told them he loved them, not out of habit, not because he was supposed to, out of genuine feeling. In 2012, he graduated high school and enrolled at Sierra College in Rocklin, California, studying graphic and industrial design. His parents had recently retired and relocated to Laguna Niguel. The distance was real, but it didn't matter. Bryce called often. He came home during every break. He talked about the future with the kind of excitement that made you believe everything was going to work out. His roommate, Sean, became like a brother to him. He was dating a girl named Kim. His grades were solid. From every angle, his life was moving in the right direction. From the outside, everything looked exactly the way it was supposed to. But 2 weeks into his new semester, something quietly began to break. It started with small things, a mood shift, a distant look, moments of sudden intensity followed by long stretches of emotional flatness. People who knew him noticed. His girlfriend Kim noticed. His roommate Sean noticed. Even the people around them noticed that something was off. Bryce had started using Vivance, a prescription stimulant he had no prescription for and no medical reason to take. He said at first that he just wanted to stay awake, pull late nights, keep up with things. But the drug didn't stay in the background. It moved in. When stimulants like Vivance are misused, they can trigger paranoia, emotional dysregulation, and in serious cases, full psychotic breaks. And Bryce wasn't just taking it occasionally. He was using it almost every day. On top of that, he had started drinking heavily. The combination was unraveling him from the inside. Then came the messages that no one could explain away. To Kim, his girlfriend, "You'd be better off without me." To his roommate Sean, sent out of nowhere one evening, "I love you, brother. Seriously. You're the best person I've ever met. You saved my soul." And then he started giving things away. His Xbox, gone, handed to Sean. His mother's diamond earrings is gone, given to someone else entirely. These are not the actions of someone planning for next week. These are the actions of someone who has already decided there won't be one. On the night of August 28th, 2013, Sean made the call that set everything in motion. He phoned Karen, Bryce's mother, and told her what he'd been watching unfold. He was scared. He didn't know what else to do. Hours later, Bryce called her himself. He was parked outside Kim's house, erratic, impossible to reason with. Kim, frightened by his state, had quietly taken his car keys. She didn't want him driving, but Bryce didn't call Karen to ask for help. He called her to convince Kim to give the keys back. And Karen, because she was his mother, and because she trusted him, did exactly that. At 11 p.m., Bryce drove away into the dark. He told her not to come yet. He said he had things he needed to talk about. He said, "Wait until morning." At 1 a.m., he called again. His voice was calm. Karen breathed. She assumed he was home. He wasn't anywhere close. By morning, an automated insurance alert delivered news that made no sense. Bryce had used roadside assistance. Not near his apartment in Rockland, not anywhere recognizable. He had run out of gas in Buttonwillow, California, over 500 kilometers from where he was supposed to be. He had driven through the entire night. No destination, no explanation. A technician named Christian had responded to the call and found Bryce sitting in his vehicle, still hours after refueling. When Bryce finally spoke to his mother over Christian's phone, he sounded completely calm, present, like a different person from the night before. He agreed to drive home, 3 hours. He'd be there by 3 p.m. He didn't move. Police arrived, checked him over, cooperative, sober, no substances found. By every measurable standard, there was nothing wrong with him. But when they asked him to call his mother, he refused. He just sat there, engine off, going nowhere. Christian passed by again hours later. Same spot, same stillness. He convinced Bryce to leave, followed behind him for kilometers just to make sure he actually stayed on the road. Bryce stopped briefly, bought a drink, then continued south. For a moment, it seemed like maybe, finally, this was going to be okay. At 1:50 in the morning on August 30th, Bryce called Karen one last time. His GPS, he told her, estimated arrival at 3:25 a.m. 19 minutes later, he called again. He was near the Sierra Pelona Mountains. He said he was tired and needed to pull over and rest. She said that was fine. She said she would see him soon. She meant it. That was the last time Karen Laspisa ever heard her son's voice. At 8 a.m., there was a knock at the family's front door. Bryce's car had been found near Castaic Lake, not resting peacefully at the roadside, but at the bottom of an embankment nearly 8 meters down, landed on its side. Surveillance footage told a story investigators couldn't ignore. Bryce hadn't pulled over to rest. He had driven up a hill near Castaic Lake and passed the same camera twice, slowly, deliberately, as if circling something, as if making a decision. Then, data recovered from the vehicle confirmed the worst. The accelerator was fully pressed at the moment of impact. This was not an accident. The rear window was shattered from the inside, Bryce's apparent exit point. His phone, laptop, and belongings were left behind in the wreckage. His wallet and clothing were found scattered near the water's edge. A small amount of blood on the driver's seat. Not enough to indicate fatal injury. But Bryce himself? Nowhere. What followed was one of the most extensive searches the area had seen. Dive teams swept Castaic Lake. Helicopters covered the surrounding hills. K9 units picked up a scent, tracked it all the way to a nearby truck stop, and then lost it completely. In the years since, a burned body was ruled out. A skull found later was not his. No confirmed contact, no credible sightings, 9 years, nothing. The theories are many. A mental health crisis accelerated by stimulant abuse, a deliberate plan to vanish. A tragedy swallowed by the California wilderness with no one left to witness it, but none of them fully hold together. Because a person in the depths of a breakdown doesn't usually pack nothing, leave everything behind, and vanish without a single confirmed trace. And a person genuinely trying to end their life is almost never simply never found. Bodies surface, evidence remains. Something is always left behind, which leaves something in between. A possibility that feels both impossible and completely real. Was Bryce Laspisa trying to escape the life he was living? Or was he trying to escape something inside himself that he could no longer carry? Somewhere between that last phone call and the morning light, a 19-year-old boy drove off into the dark, and the world has not seen him since. What do you think happened to Bryce? Drop your theory in the comments below. And if this case deserves answers, if you think Bryce's name should keep being spoken, subscribe, because the more people who know his story, the harder the truth becomes to bury.